This is Robert Kraft, and I'm your host on SNN.Network. And joining me right now is Ranj Bath. He is the CEO of Nurosene Health Inc. It's a publicly traded company. I got two symbols for you, MEND on the CSE and MNNDF in the US. And Nurosene will be presenting at our upcoming virtual event, the SNN.Network Canada virtual event, happening December 7 through 9, 2021. To register and see that presentation, please go to Canada.SNN.Network. With that, Ranj, thank you so much for joining me today. How are you doing?
Robert, thank you. Doing good.
Great. Well, this is actually our first time doing an interview together. So if you can you start us off with a quick overview and history of the company, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, so Nurosene was actually started in 2019 by our founder, Daniel Gallucci, who is an incredible functional neurologist based out of Toronto. I'm actually sitting in Los Angeles right now, although it's kind of cold this morning. Essentially what we've done, so I joined as CEO back end of last year. Essentially what we've done as a foundation to what we're building at Nurosene is digitizing the experience of you seeing someone like Dan in clinic, excuse me, and we brought exercises for brain health into the NURO app, which is launched in beta right now on the App Store. And the app will keep you accountable to get blood flow to your brain, to eat healthy, to activate your neurological networks. But the exciting thing is where we're going with the company. What we're doing is we're collecting vast amounts of data as you're going through these routines and activities. And what we're planning to do is using all that data and putting it through our backend AI, which can actually start over time, start detecting various mental health concerns, and then give you an opportunity to start taking preventative measures, as well as us collecting information over time, which will allow us to think about other precision medical solutions.
Very good. So it's like a telehealth play that eventually is turning into more of a therapeutics play at some point, based on all the data that you're going to be collecting.
I would actually say we're kind of far, often when we refer to like mental health and mental wellness because of the space that we're in, we get bucketed into the telehealth kind of solutions. And also, you hear about like, meditation type apps like Calm and Headspace. We're kind of far away from those. We're taking a very scientific based approach, and we're collecting, as I mentioned, vast amounts of data. Where the app is going is very exciting. Very soon in the app, you'll see integration of wearable device data. So devices like Apple Watch, Google Fit information, all being collected in. So now we're starting to collect things like heart rate variability, resting heart rate, sleep tracking, movement. And then what we're also testing right now are things like facial capture technology, which, if you think about a neurologist in clinic, will have you through a bunch of like intake questions and ask your history, and then he might have you holding up your thumb and looking left and right, and he'll start noticing if your eyes are not tracking properly or if you're off balance. What we're using is we're leveraging the capabilities of the device that we all have in our hands, and we can start detecting minute eye movements through facial capture. We can start detecting inflammation points to your face and even head tracking. And then the gyroscope of the phone can start detecting balance. So all of that collectively is where we start going with the app, to being able to start deciphering whether there are actually causes for concerns, and then putting you through corrective pathways.
So what would you say makes Nurosene, and this app in particular, and the company's trajectory unique and different compared to some of your peers out there? You kind of start to get into that, but love to learn a little bit more.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of things. One is the technology and the AI platform that we've been very, very careful of taking our time to put the foundation in place. And we're powered by a company called Netromark, and Netromark is a company that has traditionally been working with the pharmaceutical industry on de-risking clinical trials. With more than 90% of clinical trials typically fail. And they help to select the right subpopulation groups and the right placebo groups. And they use this new paradigm of machine learning. It's called unsupervised learning, that really answers questions that you didn't even ask it. And it was so important for us to have Netromark at the core of what we're building. And we acquired the company recently. It was just announced. The full acquisition was announced about 3 weeks ago. And so that's the foundation that we have. So on one side, the technology platform that we're building on NURO, but the way that the data is being analyzed and delivered back and giving individuals meaningful and actionable outcomes is really, really important. Couple that with the incredible team that we've built up. I mentioned Dan Gallucci, functional neurologist, exercise physiologist, exercise scientist who studied neurodegeneration of the brain for many, many years, and has put hundreds of people through brain scanners, and really gets to the underlying biology of like, why is it important to keep the brain healthy, and what you can do about it. And then on the Nectamark side, Dr. Joe Geraci, one of the top quantum computing guys in the country, he's got postdocs in oncology and neuropsychiatry, incredible group of people, really like looking at how are we taking all of this data and creating something meaningful from it, and then looking at how that data can also take us down the pathway of even owning IP in that drug discovery life cycle as well, of like thinking about what precision medical solutions are available in the mental health space. So it's exciting where this could lead us.
Very cool. So you mentioned that you just came in recently as CEO. What was your background prior to joining Nurosene?
So you can hear the English accent. I've actually been in the States for 20 years. The accent's a little bit confused right now. But I came. It's
sounding you sound very LA now. I don't know. I'm in LA too, so it sounds.
I'm not sure that's a good thing. So I've been in the US now 20 years. I came across with Intel, the computer corporation, and I've actually got a biotechnology degree by background. Started my career in pharmaceutical marketing, and then got led down the tech pathway. Was managing strategic relations for Intel in Northern Europe. Got moved to Santa Clara, which is a head office. Did 7 years there across different marketing divisions, and then I started my own digital entertainment venture, which got backed by a whole bunch of high-profile VCs in the Valley, tier one VCs like Draper Fisher Jurvetson, Trident Capital, the big hedge fund D Shaw. And one of the most strategic guys that was invested in the company was a guy named Jimmy Iovine. If you know him, there's a documentary on HBO around him where he was president of Interscope Records, but then he started Beats by Dre with Dr. Dre. And I went across as VP of Corporate Strategy for Beats Music, and Beats Music evolved into Apple Music post-acquisition. It was a $3 billion acquisition by Apple, so was there during that time frame. And then subsequent to that, I've taken various CMO roles in different verticals. So over the course of my career, I've really been helping companies with driving strategy, branding, and marketing, and then all of that is basically now being leveraged in the mental health space, which is getting a lot of attention right now. It's very, very topical. There's this whole destigmatization of mental health, but now people are thinking about, well, how do you get to the root of the problem? And that's where Nurosene comes in.
Very cool. All right. Well, Ranj, before I let you go here today, from what you can tell us, what would you say are some of the company's value catalysts now going into 2022?
I think some of the, first of all, the exciting thing is I already mentioned this foundation that we've been building, right? So no one, we've not seen anyone that's been building it in the way that we have. There's all sorts of like research into this space happening in clinical settings, but we're now putting this power in people's hands. We're democratizing solutions in the mental health space and making those accessible for everyone through our free NURO app. And as I mentioned, where this leads us is really opportunities to think about all of that data that we're leveraging. And there's a whole bunch of partnerships that we're working on right now, which see us ingesting vast amounts of even external data sets, coupled with the data that we'll be feeding from the NURO app. And where that leads us into opportunities to start pursuing, drug discovery for new indications in the mental health space is something we're very, very excited about, and we're already seeing some opportunities arising in that space. So that will slowly, start creating even more value as we start pursuing opportunities to support those opportunities.
Very good. So with that, where can our audience go and find more information on Nurosene and also to download the app?
Yeah, so the app is available in the App Store. It's called NURO, N-U-R-O, and our website is nurosene.com, nurosene.com.
Ranj, thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. Good luck, stay safe, and I look forward to our next update.
Thanks, Robert.
Thank you.